My opinion on period sex is that it shouldn't be an issue. I feel like if a guy has an issue with having sex with you on your period, he's not manly enough.
What are you trying to say?
Genuinely.
That is what you never told me this in 6 years.
A
I'm not manly.
that's afraid to have sex with a girl on their period needs to man up. Personally, that's my opinion. Genuinely.
Thank you.
So I don't think you guys have ever seen us do a girl talk video. We've done plenty of TMI juicy questions about our relationship or about couples in general, but you guys are always asking me specifically to answer girly questions that no one really talks about. So today we're sat in the bath together. I'm gonna answer girly questions with Harry here as well.
And I'm just gonna relax. I'm just gonna let you do everything. Guys, today's gonna almost be like, you know when you're in a courtroom and there's the people that have to spectate? That's kind of me today.
I feel like with some of these questions and some of the answers that I'm gonna come out with,
Are they juicy?
you're gonna be a bit shocked.
Oh, guys, I know Rosie's not gonna hold back as well. I know you're gonna go all out.
I'm an open book kind of girl, and I feel like when it comes to questions like this,
She really is.
I won't hold back.
We've got our snacks. We're gonna answer some questions, and I'm ready.
Before the video starts, because it's a girl talk, some lip gloss for you to join in.
For me? Okay. Sure. Thank you.
There you go. Do you experience a lot of discharge daily?
Oh wow! You really are going all out.
Discharge is something that happens at different times of the month. So I wouldn't say it's like a daily occurrence. It depends at where you are in your cycle. So like when I'm ovulating, or when any girl's ovulating, their discharge is usually like egg white consistency. Like it's quite just like clear and see-through. And that's your body's way. I never knew this.
Not a swallow here.
It's like clear and like sticky and like thick, you know?
No, because it's not actually a disgusting thing, but the way you're describing it, it's making it feel...
But I recently learned that is your body's way of telling you that you're ready to have a baby.
That's
because
crazy.
when you ovulate is your one time of the month where you can fall pregnant.
Yeah.
So therefore your body creates more like lubrication.
Guys,
down
I
there,
didn't know this.
ready for you to conceive a baby.
I used to think that girls can just get pregnant anytime. I never knew there was like specific times, and specifically when you're ovulating.
Yeah, that's when you have the most discharge, but your discharge will change throughout your cycles. So yes, it's completely normal to have discharge daily, but the amount and the consistency of it will change depending on where you are in your cycle.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, are you learning something?
I'm just learning
now?
stuff in this video and I love it. It's like an educational video.
Was it awkward when you first showered together with your partner?
Oh, it actually was.
Yeah, this is one that you can have an input
It actually was, guys.
For me it wasn't. For me it wasn't, but for you it was.
No, but why was it not for you?
I don't know, I think I just felt so comfortable. It wouldn't feel awkward for a girl if they feel comfortable in front of their partner, because before we had our first shower together, I had been completely fully naked in front of you.
But that was the first time you've ever been fully naked and I've seen you. The time before that, it was in like pitch black.
I wouldn't say awkward for me, from my perspective, but I was nervous.
That's crazy because I feel like...
You were awkward. I remember you being awkward. I remember you walking in the shower with your hands over your face because you were scared because you looked small.
Oh, was that why?
Obviously, that's why guys do that.
Why did I do that? No, guys, I remember when we first ever showered together, I wanted to like dim the... You had the lights bright and I was like, no, let's dim the lights a little bit because it's quite like... It's more intimate, you know?
Yeah.
So we dim the lights, we walk in, and yeah, it's like the first time you've seen me when we're like not in a sexual thing, we're just in a shower together.
Yeah, like just standing there naked.
And I feel like I didn't want you to just like see me and then be like, the excitement's gone. So I liked how, I don't know, I liked keeping it to like the sexual moments and then it gradually comes in.
Okay,
Like,
now we shower together every single day.
yeah, I can't even shower by myself, guys, nowadays.
I did not realise your toes were behind me.
They're nice toes.
But I don't want them there.
I have nice toes. You could sell them as feet pics. We could earn a living from that.
What do you think about period sex, and is it normal to have sex while you're on your period?
These are actually quite like intimate questions.
Yeah,
Like-
girly TMI questions. These are the things that girls are too afraid to like speak to someone.
Yeah.
So my opinion on period sex is that it shouldn't be an issue. I feel like if a guy has an issue with having sex with you on your period, he's not manly enough.
What are you trying to say?
Genuinely, that's my opinion.
That is what you never told me this in 6 years. Guys, every
I think
time
if
she's
a
on a
guy-
period, we always agree we're not gonna have the intimacy.
Yeah, but
And we mutually agree on that.
Yeah, because you made it quite from day one that you
Did
weren't
I?
interested in having period sex with me.
So you would have
Yes, a
I'm not
guy
manly.
that's afraid to have sex with a girl on their period needs to man up. Personally, that's my opinion. Genuinely.
Thank you. You can do it. It's fine. But I just think in that time of the month, when you're going through your period, it's like a nice time for us to wait and then enjoy it more after. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
well,
what I think.
It's personal preference.
Like,
but
we
from
can
a
do it,
girl's
but-
perspective, I think this isn't about us.
Oh,
this
okay,
is just in general.
Oh, okay. Maybe
So-
I'm just getting carried away here.
So I personally think that a guy shouldn't view a woman any differently if they're having their period. But from a guy's point of view, they can have a preference as well. But my personal opinion is that I don't think it matters if you're on your period.
And my opinion is you are right. There is nothing wrong with a girl being on their period if you want to get intimate, but I do like the idea of like whilst you're on your period, there's like a week that like we can't do anything, and then it makes you more excited for when you do it again.
Okay.
That's why I like not doing it when you're on your period. But that's just my preference, and it doesn't mean I wouldn't. It just means I like waiting. I like the break, and you look more forward to like when it's
Intimacy
finished.
afterwards.
Yeah.
I think that if a guy is scared to have sex with you on your period, then that's not manly enough.
Good thing I'm not scared. Hey. Oh God, guys, this bath is it's not a good idea. I thought this was a good idea doing it in the bath. I'm regretting it.
Is sex actually enjoyable as a female, and do you like it?
Oh, well, I think if you don't like it, what the hell? Like, what's the point of life?
Yeah, it's one of the most enjoyable things in the world if you're with the right person. That's the best answer.
Are you the right person?
God, I'm gonna have to think about that one actually.
Oh, me too.
That's quite a hard question.
Yeah.
However, sometimes it can be unenjoyable.
Oh, brilliant. When is it unenjoyable?
If it's too painful.
Oh yeah, very true.
If the position isn't quite right.
That's true.
If you're with someone that where you don't feel open enough to have conversations with them, where you don't feel like you can talk about changing things up.
Then it never gets better.
Yeah, it will never get better. Communication.
Communication is important because you can't learn each other without communication, and you should feel honest, and you should feel like you can be honest in front of your partner because that's how you improve
your sexual intimacy.
Your sex life.
How is it possible to get a perfectly smooth cat emoji and hair removal tips for down there?
I'll answer this one. I think
My whole life I've been a hairy girly, and it was something that was a huge insecurity of mine because every time I would shave I'd experience razor bumps, I'd get scarring, I'd have cuts. Like even when we first met, my down there area was just like painful from shaving all the time, and I feel like that's such a common thing that girls experience, and that's why it's been asked, because when you shave it's really painful. My number one tip for getting a perfectly smooth down there, if that is your preference of how you want your lady bits to look, is to start laser hair removal. I think that's been the...
But it's expensive.
It is, and you've got strawberries all in your teeth.
Am I?
Yeah, it's expensive, that's the only thing. So if you are in a position where laser hair removal is affordable to you, it's such a good investment. It was something that has honestly changed my confidence in that area, and it's worked wonders for me. So laser hair removal is the best option that I recommend, but if that's something that you didn't want to explore, I think I've previously tried waxing. When we first met, I'd wax, and that would give me really good results, but you have to wait for the hair to grow out again, so there is always this period of time where you have
But you just want it gone.
Gone for good.
So laser hair removal is the best.
Laser hair removal Laser hair removal is the best. But if you were to shave, I would recommend using Estrid razors, and this isn't a sponsor, but them razors have changed my life with shaving. They don't irritate my skin.
I can't even talk about shaving.
You don't even grow hair.
I grew my first pube when I was like 17. That's not even a joke. Guys, I hit puberty at 17. What the hell? Like, what's wrong with that?
That's really... There's nothing wrong with that.
No, but what's wrong with my body?
Nothing wrong. Everyone's just different.
There was guys at school who would like be like hairy as
Yeah.
hell, and they'd be like 14, and I'd be there like, I haven't got one hair. But if you are a late developer, take it from me, you will just have a year where it just goes bam. My voice went from being like, yeah, and I was like, what just happened?
Do you ever feel guilty after pleasing yourself? And is it normal to touch yourself if you're a girl? I love that question because...
I would say yeah.
Yeah, it's so normal, but I love that question because I think growing up at school, college, everything, when you're around people the same age as you, it's so normalized for guys to go home and just touch themselves. Like, it's such a normal thing, but it's such a topic that girls are made to feel embarrassed for doing the same thing, and I hate that.
That's so true, actually.
If I'm being completely honest, girls will go home and do the same thing just as much as guys will. So yeah, it is normal, and no, you should never feel guilty, because the only way you're going to learn yourself and your body and what you like
And
is
be able
by
to
doing
give them
that.
tips to the people you love to have
Great
an incredible relationship. Never gonna know unless you do it.
Exactly. How many times a week is it normal to have sex? I think there's no normal amount of times to have sex a week with your partner. It's a complete personal preference.
This bath is so hot. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Oh.
It feels so nice, doesn't it? I think there's no normal amount of times to have sex per week in your relationship. I think it's a completely like personal topic.
Twice a day, every day. Sometimes 3 times a day.
It depends on your body. Like some people are way more sexually in need people and other people don't crave that as much. Did you know how to put a tampon in the first time that you used one? I actually don't remember the first time I used a tampon, specifically the exact time, but I have a memory of my mum teaching me how to use them and showing me the different products. I don't think it was ever awkward. I remember, and still to this day, I don't really get on with tampons that well. And when I was younger, the first time I used tampons, I would actually have to use like a bit of lube on them to get them to like sit in me properly. Otherwise it would hurt. Me having to use lube on my tampons, maybe that is a bit awkward, but like, I don't know.
One thing like, I don't think it's not spoken about enough. I know this. I don't think many guys know this, but I saw a video. It's kind of creepy, and it was about the fact that I think it's called toxic. What's it called?
Toxic shock syndrome.
Toxic shock syndrome. Guys, you should search this up, especially if you're young. Using tampons, I feel like it's so important to know as well. Like, you can get this thing where basically the toxins in the tampons can shock your body, and you can be. It's really bad.
Yeah, it's fatal. People will die.
Yeah. Oh god. Looks like you're dying right now. No, but I feel like there's so many more options that you can go for. Like they're more expensive for like organic tampons, like stuff that hasn't got cotton-only tampons. Like try and look for that. I mean, I'm not a girl, but I do my research on so much stuff, and
you're very well educated on period.
I know this is like our daughter will never have a normal tampon.
No.
Never. She'll have a cotton-only, no toxins, anything, because you gotta imagine that's sitting in you all day.
Yeah, well,
like,
it's not. I think
that's for a week.
I think that's what it is. I think it doesn't even matter if you use organic things. I think you can still get
it's just that it's in you.
The length of time that the tampon sat in you. So just make sure you change your tampons regularly if you use them, or menstrual cups. Is it normal to bleed the first time that you have sex? Yeah, like if you.
That's the whole like.
I know what you're thinking already.
No, you can't say that.
Not everyone will make it.
No, this isn't about me, by the way. No, you're making this like it's about me.
So I'll be honest, I'm an open book. Obviously, I'm gonna be honest. First time I had sex, I didn't bleed. And then I met Harry, and then I was bleeding. So.
And it shocked me. I was like, what have I done?
Yeah, it's not a normal thing if you haven't like had much activity down there. You guys can probably understand why sometimes you'd bleed and sometimes with another person you wouldn't bleed.
Just depending on how good stuff is, I guess.
And how big stuff is, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Oh my god.
Okay, this is the last question. I feel like I could have written a list of so many other questions that you guys submitted to our Instagrams. If you do want a part 2 of this, make sure you hit the like button. I want to say let's try and get this video to 10k likes.
Let's try and get it to 10k. And I think if you guys want me to do it, the opposite way around.
Guy talk.
That might be quite interesting.
I would love that.
I can be Rosie right now and give a guy talk. Who wants to see that? Put it down in the comments.
Do you get big blood clots when you're on your period, and does that happen to every girl? So a blood clot when you're on your period isn't like, you know, like the dangerous blood clots. You know how people can
okay.
It's more like the way to describe, like sometimes you'll be like bleeding and there'll be almost like a lump of blood. You know?
Why is it always when I'm swallowing?
Sorry. I wouldn't say I get them as much. So I think maybe as you get older, your periods might change a little bit, and like you get. Why are you just so?
I don't know. I'm just sliding down.
Blood clots are so normal, and they might change during your life and how your period goes.
Yeah. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and we will see you in
another video.
Peace. I think I've got discharged from sitting in this bar. Oh.